One of the things that I find difficult, and I've talked with some school groups here, is that the kids here, if you don't catch them early, get this sort of, they're lost. They don't feel like they're a part of the community.
Right.
And that carries on to young adults and to adults here because they don't feel like they fit. All of this is going on and happening around them, but we haven't found a way to tie them back, tie those kids into this new growth in the city. And so that's something that we have to work on as well. Race was never an issue that I can recall. It was never an overt problem growing up.
Really?
I never felt like I was different and cast aside because I was different because of the color of my skin. My parents never made me feel like I was different and I couldn't do something because I was black. So I never got that sense of, I can't go here, I can't do that, I can't participate.
Right.
And I really credit my parents with that. I'm sure they probably shielded me from a lot more than what was going on, but I never had that issue. And I can remember being in first grade at Nativity, and my new best friends, one of them was Courtney, and my other was Meredith, and we used to call ourselves Chocolate, Vanilla, and Strawberry. And that's how we saw race at that age. I never felt like there was a huge issue because I was black. And I think because of that, that barrier was never set in front of me, and I was able to do all the things that I did. I refused to allow that to be a barrier. I think most politicians today play to the camera. You know, they've forgotten that they're here to serve the people, and they play to the camera. You know, they want to see what talking points, they want to see what soundbite's going to end up on the news, they want to see what quote's going to end up in the paper, and they want to make sure that they keep their interests happy, that they're, you know, the people who are paying for their campaigns and lining their coffers are happy. It's unfortunate, but I think that politicians and the media have lost sight of who they're here to serve. It's the people. I do think that at the end of the day, and I remember this from sitting in meetings, it's what's going to rate well, what are the advertisers going to pay for? You know, how do we make more money? The educational aspect, the information aspect has gone by the wayside. When you spend more time talking about Lindsay Lohan's latest escapades or drug arrest or what have you, than what's going on in our country in terms of healthcare. Or if you spend more time playing scare tactics about the fiscal cliff as opposed to really educating people about what all of this is going to mean to you if Congress and the president don't figure this out. It's because, you know, if it bleeds, it leads, and you've got to find some way to keep people whipped up in a frenzy because then they turn their TVs on and that's what advertisers are looking for. I had a really great conversation with a Frenchman who I did some work with last year, and he said, you know, America more than anywhere else gets all caught up in these other labels about race when you're all Americans. And he's right. You know, at the end of the day, we're all Americans, so we should start there. you know, but I can't get away from being black. So I mean, it has to be number two. If you want to go into a place and affect change, you can't do it with a bulldozer because you're going to shut everybody down. You know, it has to be well thought out. It has to be gradual, and everybody has to sit at the table and discuss how it happens. Envision South Carolina, world-class, globally connected.